So last night on the Carnivorous podcast, Ngozi gave the host of the show, Chef, a source to read. The source was supposed to be from DNA Tribes, saying that the 8 STRs on the Armana Mummies was inadequate due to it only being 8 STRs. Now at first we thought Chef ate when he read out the source Ngozi gave to him until we read the bottom of the paper. It says DNA Tribes 2009, but the Armana Mummies wasn't tested until 2012, so that paper is fabricated.
You done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
For years now, Arab-centrics have been looking for ways to shut down the DNA tribe studies. From fabricating papers, misinterpreting the anthropologists, to claiming DNA tribes was shut down because it was sketchy. DNA tribes was shut down because the owner died, and after he died, it went bankrupt. Not because they were putting out faulty DNA results. They were fully capable of analyzing data and assessing populations within a certain degree of accuracy. DNA Tribes was a personal genomic and biotechnology company based in Arlington, Virginia, that allowed individuals to have their genetic ancestry analyzed based on autosomal STR genetic markers developed by the FBI for individuals' identification in a forensic context. The methodology was a cheek swab kit which was delivered to the customer's home, then sealed and returned for analysis. They have done thousands of tests using the same methodology for years. Yet for some reason, people only seem to have a problem with the analysts of the Armana family. To them, it is implausible that an African civilization that has an African language, an African religion, and an African culture could be from Africa. Furthermore, the data DNA Tribes used came from Zahawa's paper. $2 million was spent on the lab funded by the Discovery Channel. The data was collected and processed by 5 expert molecular biologists. They followed all protocols for the collection and processing of the ancient DNA. It took these people 2 years to complete the testing and took Arab-centrics 1 minute to discredit the study. Ngozi, good brother, respectfully.
You done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
The methodology, data, and results have been peer-reviewed for damn near 10 years now and have not been invalidated. This is the chart from Hawaii study. Those letters represent specific regions on the specific chromosomes that we all have. Based on the mutations associated with those regions, one can determine the geographic population affinity of a sample. All DNA Tribes did is run the values through population software to establish geographic areas the Armana Mummies have affinities with. The only people downplaying the 8 STRs is Arab-centrics. You will not find a source in a scientific journal outside of them saying the DNA Tribe study was inadequate. The FBI uses 13 STRs to establish the identification of a dead body, but 8 STRs can establish population. Ngozi claimed that was before the phylogenetic tree was mapped out in 2003. But as recent as 2017, they are still using 8 STR loci to establish population and discriminate individuals in the population study. Ngozi said that Soy Kittle wasn't in agreement with the results of the Armana Mummies, but in Shamaka Kittle's latest work, Ancient Egyptian Genomes from Northern Egypt Further Discussion, he referenced the Armana Mummies, and I quote, "The results that are likely reliable are from studies that analyze short tandem repeats from Armana royal mummies."
Get your pickle chin out, boy.
Queen T being mtDNAK means nothing. They also found Nubian components in Queen T. Furthermore, the people in Africa with the highest percentage of mtDNAK are all Black Africans. Whether you agree or not, Cushitic women are Black African. Oromo women are Black African. We're not saying that they are Black West African, but just like you push the rhetoric that there isn't one way to be African, there isn't one way to be a Black African. You're the DNA guy. So when they suggest, and the key word here is suggest, a population may have came from Eurasia, it is not 100% substantiated. Remember, they once said mtDNA-N was Eurasian until basal N was discovered in Africa by way of the Green Sahara. You saying the results are small further proves our claims, because out of 8 STRs that was used, the most dominant population affinity was Sub-Saharan African. We're not saying the ancient Egyptians were Sub-Saharan African, but the Armana Mummies do share affinities with people of today who are from Sub-Saharan Africa. So